am excited.
Make sure we get before the confirmation because there were IT problems.
Oh, you think we might have some?
No.
I didn't touch anything, Kelly.
It's fixed. It should be fixed.
Well, good evening, afternoon. Good late afternoon, early evening. It is our evening session with Chat with the Chief. We were on earlier today about 1 o'clock from 1 to 2. No, 12 to 1. 12 to 1. We had a really good session. There were some really good questions right out the gate. A lot of people chiming in and just having some conversation and how are things going, Chief? It's just good conversation. I appreciated that. So we are starting this session a little bit early. I think we did some last minute updates to start. We're going to do a 5:30 to 6:30. That is on me. I apologize. But there is another event that I need to stop by at. It is a surprise birthday party. Don't tell anyone. So I need to jump out of here a little bit early to make sure I wish my friend a happy birthday. So I would ask if anyone is monitoring at this point, if you would let me know, is the visual okay? And no jokes. Is the visual okay and audio? Can you hear us all right? I just want to make sure we don't have any IT problems and good connection and can have some conversation. My intent today is to share a little bit about the police department, where we're at. We're almost through can you believe we're almost through March? I mean, it's, what is it, March 19th today? 10, 11 more days, and we're into April. So the first quarter of the year is almost finished. By the grace of God and good police work, a lot of prayers, hard work, community input, groups working together. We got off to a very good start this year compared to the start that we had last year. So I'm excited about that. We'll spend a little bit of time today talking about kind of where the department is, where we're going, some upcoming events. Friday is our graduation. I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing. I got to spend probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours with the recruits today. 23 will graduate on Friday. It is a diverse group. We have people coming in from Seattle, from Puerto Rico, Texas. I'm just right here locally. It's going to be a great event. So community certainly invited to graduation. We try to make it a very, very special event here in our city. So I'm looking forward to it. So let's start off with Ms. Cox. Thank you for being here. Good evening, Chief. Scroll back up for me, Kelly. Just want to see what she said. All right, support. You can check the other now. Carrie, thank you for being here. I hope you're feeling better and doing well. I know you're doing a little recovery. Appreciate all that you do on our Use of Force Review Board. Thank you for helping us out in our promotional processes. You play a big role in helping select the next sergeants of this department, and that means a lot. So I know you're recovering. I know you're feeling better, but just thoughts and prayers go out to you, and look for you to getting back with us and helping us out in the department as we move forward. Miss Wolf, what do we have? Sound and video look good. See, because Michelle, what happens is I'm not allowed to touch anything. So Kelly just tells me, sit here, don't touch anything, and when you see the live button, you're good to go. So yeah, that's pretty much exactly what happens. So thank you for that. Chief Drew, can you tell us about last night's incident in Patrick Street in Hampton? Are the suspects that NPD detectives followed in custody or still on the run? Is the 19-year-old man who was treated for a gunshot wound last night related to the shooting on Patrick Street, and how are the detectives doing? All right, so great questions. There was a press release that went out from the Hampton Police Department. I just give you a little bit, just like in any case, right? I can't put all the details out as the case is being investigated. But what I will try to share a little bit with you. First, Hampton Police Department will investigate that situation because it happened in Hampton. There were no arrests made last night. I know that they processed the scene, took a lot of photographs. The detectives were interviewed. I don't know if they've done other interviews at this point. But I can tell you, I did hear about an individual that was treated later on at the hospital, but I can't, nor would I tell you if that was related. But I can tell you there's no arrest made, and I don't want to, out of respect, they're doing that investigation, and I would not want to speak for them, and whatever, I can tell you that the Newport News Police Department is cooperating fully. I did have a conversation with their chief last night in Hampton, Chief Wegman, good conversation. Told him, it's their investigation, completely support everything they do in that investigation. The detectives, I did get to meet with them myself, and Chief Creswell and others met with them, not for us to interview them, but for us to check on them, right? To visually, I wanted to see them. I wanted to ask them they're okay. They got a good support system at home. I wanted to make sure that they were okay anytime that you have a situation where firearms are drawn or fired. That certainly affects people. I completely get it. So the Hampton Police Department will handle that investigation, and the part that we played was helping facilitate anything that they needed, and for myself to physically see and talk to about the health and welfare of the detectives that were involved in that situation. We have a department psychologist. I think that is a great tool. We have a CISM team. I called and checked on both of them today, just to hear their voice and make sure they were doing okay, because that's a traumatic, right? That's a traumatic, and I want them to have that health and wellness support. But as far as the investigation go, that lies at the feet of the Hampton Division, Hampton Police Department, and have the utmost faith in their investigators and Commonwealth Attorney there, and they will look to see the outcome of that case. But that's about as much as I can go into. I can tell you that at this point, no arrest was made, or at least no arrest has been made that I know of. I left here about 3 o'clock this morning, got back in about 9:30. So, but I did see the press release that went out. So I hope you think that answers the question, Kelly? I hope that answers the question. But yeah, I want to be very, very careful because it is an ongoing investigation. We're not even 24 hours in, and I would probably direct anything further with the case particulars to the Hampton Police Department. I think that's. But both detectives are physically okay, but I want to make sure that they're not shaken up, let them decompress a little bit, and just make sure that their health and wellness. That's important to me. So thank you for that. I hope that answered that. Joy, what do we got? Video and audio. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Debbie, good evening, Chief from Selma, Alabama. Am I reading that right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Debbie, thank you so much. Well, I hope things are good. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for chiming in and being here this evening, man. That put a smile on my face. So, what's the weather there? How are things going there? But thank you for being here. That means a lot. Robin, good evening, Chief and Kelly. So, Robin, because I said Kelly would be with me. Matt worked with me this afternoon. I think only one of them can handle me at a time, right? They're like, it's too much, so they split it up. But no, Kelly is with me this evening. And I should sometimes when we're doing this Facebook Live session, when a couple posts come in, sometimes it jumps. So if I miss anyone or skip anyone, charge that to my heart. It's not intentional. So you may hear me tell Kelly, can you scroll back up? I want to make sure I get everybody. And let me just go ahead and put this disclaimer out now. Because sometimes I get these messages like, Chief, where are your glasses? Here's my story. We're trying to fix the lighting. The screen is bright. Sometimes I got to squint. At least that's a story I'm going to use going forward. Okay? Fair enough. But Robin, thank you. Hope all is doing well. Joy, Michelle, welcome to my city, and Joy, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully, news on
I
murder.
don't know why that's blocked.
Okay. Was hoping to get some news on the murders at Killing Creek 7-Eleven. That's the so I got a question earlier today, and a question about the double homicide in Killing Creek that happened a couple of years ago at the 7-Eleven. I can tell you the case is ongoing. Detectives are working very hard. We're making progress, and I tell you, I remember that night. I remember the incident. I remember family members talking to me and how they felt. I remember the community walk and the huge outpouring. We are still working on that case, and we're still moving forward. Matter of fact, I just got a briefing on that. Think Friday of last week. So there's nothing I can open up to don't want to hurt anything. And I know, like, Chief, we've been hearing that for 2 years. Just be patient. Just be patient. Robin, thank you, Chief, for checking on me and the officers. The mental health is so important. Robin, thank you. I will tell you, myself and the other assistant chiefs just got our psychological scheduled. Sit down with the department psychologist. He does a great job. I think it's important. And one of the reasons we make it public when we have our sessions, we don't broadcast our sessions, right? But we do make it public that we have our sessions, because I think you lead from the top and you take that stigma away. And for a while, I think in law enforcement, if you talk to a psychologist, but mental health is important. You never know what someone's feeling or going through, and so I think we try to lead that openly and be transparent. It makes a big difference. So I appreciate you recognizing that. Yes, so thank you. Do anybody before Rhea?
No, we got that.
Rhea, hello again, Chief. I didn't have school today, so I wasn't. Rhea, I appreciate that. I know. Look, we've got our recruit graduation coming up on Friday. I hope some of the young adult police commissioners can make it. If you don't know, those that are meeting with us tonight, Matt, I see your post, and I appreciate you, and I know you do. And Matt, I'm just telling you, buddy, hang in there. Hang in there. We have a young adult police commissioner program. Well, what is that, Chief? So I'm glad you asked. So the young adult police commissioner program is a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior from every high school. We meet with them every Wednesday, right? So it should be 6 high schools, 4 kids, 4 students. That's 24. Somehow we have 40 this year. I don't know where everybody came from, but I enjoy working with them. We enjoy working with them, and a lot of them will attend our police graduation. So, and I should say that about the 10-minute mark of every police graduation, award ceremony, national night out, memorial service, we always have a high school student, usually one of the young adult police commissioners, to give remarks. And I don't know that you'll see that anywhere else. I don't know that you'll see that anywhere else in the country. I think that's important, right? That we have young people engaged and having a conversation with our recruits who may just be a few years older. It's also interesting to me to look out in the audience and see students who are in high school attending a police graduation. That's just solid, and I really appreciate that. So, but yeah, that graduation is Friday. Community certainly involved. The community certainly invited. It is at 10 o'clock at First Baptist Church on Warwick. And it's going to be a great event. It's a very, very diverse group. Like I said, I got to spend a lot of time with them. Highlighted my day today, without question. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Justin again here from Matthews is our campground. Am I reading that right? And visitor season kicks off, and our small town, a lot of 757 has come. A lot of 757 town causing burglaries and vandalism. There's a local issue here, and I get what my daughter is still waiting on joining law enforcement and is joining the department after graduation. Criminal justice is definitely in her future. Outstanding. I moved to Matthews in 2017, but I've been visiting since 1999. I would be proud to have her serve under. Wow. Well, Justin, look, I appreciate that. I'll tell you the second best part. The best part of being a police chief is graduation. Everybody remembers their graduation date. Everybody remembers getting that badge pinned on their chest for the first time. People who pin that badge on remember that. The second, for me, is sitting next to or across from individuals who want to join the department. You have that discussion. You make that final decision. You sign the line and make a job offer. I got to interview 4 new recruits today, that people that wanted to join this police department. Everyone had their own story, why they want to do law enforcement, what got them interested in law enforcement, and why they wanted to do law enforcement in our city. And I will tell you, all 4 applicants today were just amazing. I think the future is bright, and I'm excited about it. So I say all that to say, Justin, I would love to have your family member working with us. I hope everything works out with that. It would be great. And yeah, maybe she could sit here, or they could sit here next to me and say, hey, and wave and say that I joined. So I think that would be great. I appreciate the post, and that means a lot, my friend. So thank you. Jared, did you say good morning? I tell you, Jared, it feels like good morning. It's it's about 5:30, my friend, but it feels like morning. It's been a long day today, but um, you kind of feed off energy of everybody else around you, and being around those recruits, man, makes me remember back when I was in my academy class and classmates and going through the process. Man, are we ever going to get to graduation? And they earned it. Nobody's giving them anything; they have earned it. I'm proud of them. And we're going to celebrate them on Friday, and I get to meet their parents. Thursday night I think is our meet and greet, where I get to meet the parents and have some conversations with them. So I am very, very, very excited about that coming up. We already have a few YPC members coming to the graduation, just finding out a way to get there. Don't be getting in trouble and coming out of school. Um, don't. I don't want Dr. Mitchell calling me like, Chief, I got students skipping school and going to your graduation. But maybe I'll write you a note, right? But no, I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing you guys. That speaks volumes. It just really does. So I tell you, I got a. Are we all caught up, Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
I got a question earlier today. One of the first questions was from a radio, from the radio, I guess reporter, DJ, that asked a question, Chief, at the State of the City address, the mayor talked about a 15% reduction in gun violence, primarily in homicides, and is this achievable? And I will tell you, I've had a lot of calls from media outlets about that. The police department, our city manager Alan Archer, our Mayor Philip Jones, and the city council have a great working relationship, friendship and professional, and all of us, everyone in the city is impacted by gun violence. And last year, our city was hit hard, as much other cities in the region were, and across our country. We put some things in place towards the last quarter of the year that I think really paid off. We saw it definitely slow the tide, and then we saw that some of that residual effect into the first part of the first quarter of this year. So we're always looking at new strategies, whether it's technology, deployment, cops on the docks, studies about evidence-based, data-driven, where we need to be, focusing on individuals that we know are committing crimes, focusing in areas, geographical areas, where we're seeing those, and I think that's paid off. We also had a lot of prayers, a lot of individuals, pastors have just texted in, emailed in, called in. Chief, we're praying for you in the department, we're praying for our city, and by the grace of God, we got off to a great start. So I share with you right now, I'm not ready to tell the mayor yet, but right now we have a 62% decrease in homicides, and we have about close to a 48% decrease in shootings from this time last year. Now I know we're only about 3 months in, but I track those numbers. I look at them. We look at our crime rate, our data every Monday and every Thursday. So let me say this. Two things. One, the police department cannot achieve those reductions on our own. And wherever we end at into the first quarter, then the mid-year, the third quarter, at the end of the year, I want to tell you, it cannot just be the police department. It has to be a collective group. And I think that's what Mayor Jones was talking about in his State of the City, that we have to work together. It has to be police and fire and faith leaders in our schools and human services or social services. It has to be our grassroots organization. It has to be our neighborhood watch organizations, the Boys and Girls Club. All these different entities play a role. And working together, can we achieve that goal? Yes. Chief, can you achieve that goal by yourself and the department by itself? No. It has to be a collective effort. And I think that's clearly what the mayor was talking about. And in the conversation we have, it is going to be a city effort. You heard him say one of his top priorities was gun violence, and we certainly have good conversations. Just talked to the city manager early this morning. I think I woke him up too. But we got off to a good start by the grace of God. I want to continue that momentum. The second thing I wanted to say about that is, please remember, and we talk about it, even myself, that when we talk about numbers and percentages, those are still individuals. Those are loved ones. Those are family members who lost their life. And do we look at that data and track? And the reason I look at the numbers is I want to know if our strategy is working. Do we need to tweak them? But I just had a meeting yesterday and today with one of the homicide detectives talking about a case. And I saw her her passion and compassion for that family, and a loss of life like that, an individual, whether it's it's always harder when it's a juvenile or a youth, but that impacts our city and impacts our communities and our neighborhoods. It impacts detectives who work those cases, and it bothers me. It bothers me to have someone lose their life to gun violence. And we talk about awareness and better decisions and choices, and I think when I talk about all those different entities working together to reduce that, I think that is the model. I think that's how it has to be moving forward. But I never ever lose focus that data-driven and evidence, right? These points of elements and factors and data are individuals, and they matter to people. They matter to me. Maria, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Debbie, your department's positive interaction with people of all ages has helped more people. Wow, Debbie, that wow, you're getting me choked up this evening. I appreciate that. It's funny you say that. I'm probably Shannon. I see you. 62% reduction is awesome. I will tell you, we're holding that. Like I said, we're only about the first quarter of the year, but I would be lying to you if I told you I'm not looking at it. We look at it every Monday and every Thursday. Debbie, I'm going to go back to your comment. I told the recruits today, I asked them, and you'll hear it at graduation. I'm telling you, everybody on board tonight that's listening, I'm telling you this. I hope you come to graduation, because you're going to feel an energy in there. But if you can't, and you're streaming it or watching it, you're going to hear some comments tomorrow. And I ask every recruit class that graduates for one favor. And Debbie, it goes into what you just said. I ask every recruit class for one favor. For the next 25 years, right? 25 years, that's how long we want them here for. The next 25 years, every day you come to work, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, 20 minutes, an hour, to have one positive interaction with the youth every single day. Pulling up to a street corner and some individuals hanging out. Hey guys, girls, folks, hope you're having a great day. Hope things are good at school. Hey, congratulations on the basketball win last night. Woodside High School, right, winning the state championship again. Congratulations. Going to a football game, a baseball game, volleyball game, community events, Easter egg hunts, Christmas parties, community organizations, festivals, markets, whatever it is, right? Farmers markets, whatever it is, interact with youth and just have a positive interaction. And if you do that every day for the next 25 years, every day you come to work, I'm telling you, at the end of your career, the lives you touch, you may never know it, Debbie, just like you said, you may never know who you say hello to, interact with, shake hands with, spend time with, the difference it makes. I have individuals on this department. Why did you want to be a police officer? I remember when I was in elementary school, an officer came and read a book to our class, and that's what I always wanted to do. That's amazing. So those impacts, Debbie, I think are real. I think they matter. And I told the recruits this, and you'll hear it again on Friday, and they'll make fun of me for saying it. It is never going to be the number of arrests you make, how many guns you seize, how many traffic tickets you write. Those things will come and go, and you will forget those. But the individuals that you invest in and interact with and spend time with, you will remember for a lifetime. That is the best investment that any of us can make. So I didn't mean to get on a high horse there. I'm just, Debbie, your comment really hit me, and we talked about that today. But you never know what's going on in someone's mind, what somebody's going through, and how important it is to interact with people and to show people empathy and compassion, that you care, and just give a little bit of your time, right? 62% reduction. We're knock on wood. All right. Is it Kavita? Am I saying that right? NMPD has been a help. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thompson, I will definitely do the. All right, so I'm telling you. So you got to get on here. If you view it, you got to send me a message that you watched it and let me know what you think. Because I'm telling you, again, I encourage people to come. It is an event in our city. It'll be about an hour and 15 minutes. But when you see families individuals walk across that stage, the pride they felt for what they've accomplished, family members come up and pin on that badge. We have a couple surprises set for Friday. and you will see the support from this city. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of surveys out there about why police officers, why recruits, why individuals choose a particular department to serve in. And I'll tell you, money plays a factor, but one of the driving reasons why someone will select a particular agency or department, are they supported by their community and are they supported by their city administration? And we are very, very thankful and fortunate to have both of those. It is not like that everywhere. You can turn the TV on and watch that in the evening news. It's not like that everywhere, but it is here. And that's a great benefit for us. And we have great federal, state partners in surrounding jurisdictions as well. So, all right, so you're going to definitely view it. So we're going to mark that name down, Kelly, and we're going to see if we get humanizing the badge. Robin, you should be sitting. Robin, you know what? You should come here and sit where I am. I'm going to go where you are because you can say it much better than me. You're absolutely right. I love seeing NPD in the community. I appreciate that. I tell you, one of the things we did with high school kids, right? High school kids, young adult police commissioners, they shot me a call. Chief, hey, we're at this Easter egg hunt at Riverview Farm Park. I was at the grocery store carrying my groceries, right, on a Saturday. And they're like, Chief, we're here. And I'm like, you know what? I need to be there. So Captain Funiak stopped by. I ran by, dropped the groceries off, and shot up. And I had about an hour and a half hanging out with kids. We got to pass out some Easter eggs or hide them the best we could, I guess, and watch kids just, it was crazy, right? Kids with baskets picking up eggs and eating the candy out. It was just a good event. They put on a great organizers there just did a great job. It was just good. It was a perfect day. The sun was out. It was a blessing to see. So those things, I think, really, really matter. We're thankful you came with just one call, and if you're there, shows how much. Well, Rhea, I appreciate that. Thank you, Bailey. Good evening. How does your department determine when individuals are arrested that they should go to the mental hospital versus jail? Wow, that is a great question. So a lot of times officers get called. We tried something new. There was an assistant chief, Michael Hudgens, who was here. He's now the chief of police in a smaller community in Pineville, North Carolina. And Mike was a big advocate about we have to find a way to better respond to mental illness. So we met with at the time, Assistant City Manager Alan Archer, City Manager Cindy Rolfe, and we brought forth this program. I give Mike Hudgens all the kudos for it. We modeled it after a program in Seattle. But one is we wanted to stop being, when someone's in a mental health crisis, we wanted to stop being, when there's nonviolence, right? We want to make sure everybody's safe. But when there's nonviolence, mental health crisis, depression, suicidal, loneliness, drug addiction, because sometimes sometimes the chemical balance is off, sometimes the medication is off. So we have a paramedic and a clinician that respond. We call it our CARES unit, and they respond and become the primary, and police officers would be the secondary. So as long as there's nothing violent, they would respond, they would knock on the door, they would assess the individual, the situation, have some conversation. We may stay in the parking lot or the driveway. If it's a situation that's violent, then we would come in and become the primary. But we're really trying to find alternative methods. Now, if we respond to a situation we don't know is a mental illness situation, and someone's being disorderly, and we get there and we're able to, we have the officers who are trained in critical incident training. We're able to talk to people and have those assessments. Every academy class goes through a 40-hour session. Then we're able to this isn't a criminal. This is someone who needs some medical evaluation. Now, if a criminal act is certainly a violence, we'll address that and then incorporate the mental health wellness check with that. So it's all about training, trying to recognize those situations. Granted, we're not doctors, but we spend a lot of time trying to identify those situations. We have a great relationship. We just opened up another facility. Our city partnered that opened up another facility that we're treating mental illness through medication and counseling as opposed to incarceration. The judges don't want to see that. Sheriff Morgan doesn't want to, we're not trying to arrest and house individuals who are mentally ill. It is about getting them treatment the best that we can. At least that's our process. It's challenging. There's a lot of obstacles, but we're trying to work through that. We have on our police cars, there's a number 988. That is, people can call that when they're in a mental crisis or see someone in a mental crisis, and it's a slightly different response. So I'd like to say we're one of the leaders in the state in that process. The Marcus Alert System. We have autism sign up that you can put in our CAD system, so officers know if we're stop a car that may have someone who's registered, right, who might have autism, right? I've learned in my noises and in certain movements can affect individuals. If we're going to a house or a location where someone might have autism and they're on the registry, that we might approach that as a little bit different. So that's a great question. I'll tell you, Bailey, that's a great question. Second part of that, I appreciate you and your help. I work at the jail, and it's alarming when we receive someone, in crisis, and we don't have it. Look, wow, that I will tell you that is Kelly. I'll tell you what, we may be here a little couple hours tonight. I'm just telling you, that's Bailey. I really appreciate that, and we're always trying to find a better way to do it better. I like my friend Alex. Mental health is not a crime. Alex, you're right, and there's a lot of you just never know. So we try to make those assessments and what is the best course of action. There is a mental health docket. Judge Hoffman and others have just laid the groundwork for that. And I will tell you, my friend Sheriff Morgan, Commonwealth Attorney Howard Gwynn, myself, we sitting all here together that we want those individuals that are suffering those challenges to get the treatment and medication that they need. So three really great pros back to back to back. So I appreciate that. And I could not agree more. We're trying to find better ways and better ways and better ways to address that. And sometimes a uniform just showing up may trigger someone. So I completely get that. It's important. Is one of the things you talk about there. One of the things we focus on is training, how important it is, and trying to train outside the box. One of the things we do with our recruits is for a week we shut down the computer, stop taking notes, stop doing the PowerPoints and the lectures, the practicals, and we just go out and do, for a week, we go out and work in the community, right? We're going to elementary schools and reading to kids. We're having lunch in the cafeteria with elementary school kids. We're interacting with individuals who are homeless, and what is it like? What are you going through? How did you get in this position? What happened? Trying to understand some of the challenges. Working in our Four Oaks Day Reporting Center, working with our churches, walking in the community, knocking on doors. Hey, how long have you lived in the community? How are things in this neighborhood? What else would you like to see? Is there anything we can do? Sometimes it's issues like improve lighting or remove abandoned vehicles. Sometimes it's board up houses that are dilapidated or been broken into or abandoned. Or it could be issues of gun violence and individuals that are wreaking havoc in the community. But taking the recruits out of the classroom and traditional and learning how to interact with people, I think that's important. I think you can talk about service, the heart of service, empathy and compassion, but I think the better way to do that is practically. There's something to be said for looking at someone in the eye, having a conversation, not on a screen but in person. So yeah, I think that matters. So and I will tell you, a lot of recruits, hey, what was your favorite part of the academy? A lot of them talk about that community week. I just think that's important. Williams, good evening, Chief. What advice would you give someone who is interested in a career in law enforcement? So I will tell you, I just talked to 4 recruits today, about a 30-minute interview with each one. I say recruits, individuals who wanted to be recruits. What advice would I give them? I would say this: the job is challenging. It's hard. You will see things that I wish no one ever had to see. Things that you go through and things that you miss. You may celebrate Christmas on December 26th because you had to work Christmas Day. New Year's Eve may be January 2nd because you had to work. When you get off your shift, you may be at a local hospital because someone that you were interacting with is being treated for some type of medical or mental challenge. You work in the rain, you work in the snow, cold weather, 100-degree temperature in the summer. Sometimes you get stuck on some posts for a while. Come in on your day off if you have an event in your city, a marathon or a parade that you may be there on your day off. You still have to answer radio calls in the community, and the job's challenging. The other side of that is I know of no other profession where you're going to get up every day and have the ability to help people. That people call you and you see them at their worst, maybe the situation they're going through or incidents that's surrounding them or things that are impacting them for the day. And they call, when they dial 911, and they expect an officer to respond and to help them. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, holidays, all of it. And we don't pay policemen enough here or anywhere else that run towards danger, that work around the clock. But if you have a heart for service, if you want to help people, if you want an exciting career, a challenging career, and see the benefits and investment in other people, that's the advice I would give you to get in this profession. That every day is different. I would tell you to have your heart and your mind aligned, to be grounded, that you need the best officers today have empathy, compassion. The best officers today know how to talk to people. They know how to treat people. Everybody gets frustrated. Everybody makes mistakes. But my advice would be to invest in people, have good communication skills, have work-life balance, enjoy things that you do that aren't, when you get off, that you're able to relax a little bit with your family. It's hard to do this job and go home and tell family members about some things you saw or had to do. But there's nothing like getting a call 3 years later from someone that you helped and you didn't even realize the impact you were making. So that would be the advice if you want to get into this profession, that you have the ability every single day to help somebody, to make someone's life better, to impact them in a positive way, and that no day is the same. So I would tell you to study hard. If you want to get a college degree, that is fantastic. If you want to come here after the military, that is fantastic. Continuing service, continuing education. If you want a career where, you know what, I'm not finding meaningful enough of the job that I'm doing and I want to try law enforcement, then give it a shot. If you care about people, if you don't mind the long hours and some of the challenging things that you'll see, it is extremely rewarding. It's extremely rewarding. So I hope that answered your question. That would be the advice. If you're not sure when you're of age to do a ride along, you can get a good idea in about 3 or 4 hours riding in a police car with an officer. Hey, this is exactly what I want to do, or I'm not sure this is for me. So the ride along program I think is good. Interacting, talking to officers who've done the job for a while, those that have done it for 25 years, those that have done it for a year, because law enforcement has changed. I think all those things can help give an idea if this is the profession for you. All right, I know I missed some, Kelly. Let's go back. I got the invite. Okay, Natalie. Good, Natalie. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Carrie, it has frozen up. Oh, it froze up.
I'm still getting messages. Seem to be going through. Let's see if Anna will respond.
Anna, hi, Chief Jew. How are you? I'm back safe in Virginia. Anna, I know you got to go see some family out of state. I'm glad you traveled back. Look forward to seeing you back in the church services and the interaction that you do here with the volunteers, and glad you're back safe. Thank you. Debbie, I see you and hear you. Thank you very much. DC, thank you, my friend. No, not DC, DQ, right? DC or DQ?
Q.
It's bright. It's bright, Mr. Williams. That's fine. It's bright. I'm telling you, it's not the I. I'm telling you, it's bright. Carrie Nicholson. Good evening, Chief Drew. Thank you to you and your staff. Prayers sent to keep you safe. Wow, thank you so much. I'll tell you, posts like that mean the world to me and to officers, right? Nobody does this job for plaques and awards that you pin on your uniform on the wall. It's stuff like that that makes a world of difference, and I appreciate that. So thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. We all caught up? Yes, sir. Thank you. So, yep. So we talked about some of our crime reduction. We talked about our recruit graduation. We talked about some alternative responses to mental health. We talked about, we touched base on the incident that happened in Hampton last night, early into this morning. We are continually recruiting. We have another class that will graduate in 1st of July, end of June, and we're starting to fill the class that we will hire and have in a new academy in April. Our goal is to get about 20 in that class. I think we're sitting at about 15 or 16 right now. Recruiters are doing an outstanding job. You know, we talk a lot about sworn, but we also have positions here in our department for civilians. Dispatchers, recruiters, people in our record divisions, assistants to the captains in different divisions, crime analysts. All of our forensic technicians are civilian. They do an amazing job. The stuff that they process, how well fantastic. We do a lot of teaching. We're pretty advanced in technology. I'd like to say we're one of the more progressive departments with technology. Now, I will be open and transparent with you. I'm probably the chief that knows the least about technology, right? I struggle with the different apps on the phone. I'm not allowed to touch anything here, but I will tell you, I embrace how progressive we need to be with technology. And I see that judges and jurors and prosecutors and defense attorneys more and more are asking, is there video footage? Is there a photograph? Did you get this DNA? Do you have this sample? Were you able to collect this evidence? It's just so important. We've invested heavily in that. Today, I think we had 16 different agencies that will be in training today and tomorrow for some of the technology that we have. I'm going to say I'm not bragging, right? I'm going to say I'm not bragging. We were the first department in the state to have ShotSpotter. We were the first department in the state to have our officers fully outfitted with the department fully outfitted with Exxon cameras. We were the first department in the state to have Fuchsias. We have a real-time crime center that brings all those all that technology together in one hub. And there's nothing about Big Brother. It is all about protecting and serving our citizens and responding to situations, solving cases that occur, and trying to prevent cases to ever occur. In this department, we're going to focus a lot on community policing. That's our foundation, to work with our communities, our neighborhoods, our faith leaders, interacting. I got a real passion for youth. We talked about that. We talked about the young adult police commissioners. Bob just asked a question. Any dash cams coming? So we had those for a while and had gotten away from them. It's funny how policing works in cycles. Starting to have some of those conversations again. There's a benefit to it. There's also, where our body worn cameras are positioned on our body when we're driving. So yeah, there's just some differences. And of course, it's crazy how fast, Bob, it's crazy how fast technology advances, right? So it would be something that used to be this big and now it's this big and can be removable and mounted. And so not opposed to it. Everything comes with a cost, but we have started having some conversations. Should we try some of that again and things that we see? I just think we're in a digital age, and trying some new. I shouldn't say it's a new concept, but new technology. It's out there and continues to improve. Makes a big difference. So, and we're always looking for force multipliers in policing. Yeah. So anything else I wanted to touch base on? Like I said, I can't believe that we're almost through the first 3 months of the year already. It seems like we just had Thanksgiving like last week. Want to recognize Woodside High School boys basketball. They just won a state championship again, back to back. It's excited to see that. Our friends down the was it the shipyard? No. Oh gosh, I just saw it the other day. I was reading about it. But also won basketball. March Madness is right around the corner. Baseball season starting. Yeah, I can't. It's just, it's like some of the high school students that we work with are starting to select where they're going to colleges and stuff. I always appreciate it when they, hey chief, my son or my daughter is going to this school and going to this college and going to major in this, and they want to come back and do that. And if you do any it's just, I think those relationships is what we're founded on. We get into the summer, we have those the festivals at Port Warwick. I enjoy going out there and going for those walks, interacting. As it's getting warmer, I want to start doing some of those Chiefs walks on Friday where we just pick a neighborhood and just walk through, just have some conversations. Sometimes people come out and walk with me. Sometimes people wave from their porch window, or get maybe some looks through the blinds. But oftentimes I'll just get officers to come by and walk with me, or city officials that will come by and make sure we get our steps in. The mayor is big into the community, and I feel pretty confident there'll be some afternoons or late afternoons, early evenings that we're out just walking in the neighborhood, having a conversation, interacting with people. So as we plan our graduation, our award ceremony, memorial service is coming up on May the 16th, and that'll be at Calvary Chapel. We try to spread our events out throughout the length of our city. We're very lineal, but we'll be there. Great hosts, and as well celebrate and recognize. Maybe celebrate's not the right word. We'll recognize individuals who've made the ultimate sacrifice. We have officers here that given their life in the line of duty, right? The memorial that we have outside of City Hall, is, of course, the memorial at the state capitol, and then their names etched in marble up at the Nation's Monument in D.C. We'll be sending our honor guard up there as well to pay our respects to those that, again, have made the ultimate sacrifice in this profession. Though I will walk with you, but not too long. My friend, Mr. Kelly, so just letting you know, last year there was an Easter egg hunt, and there were some games going on. One of the games was a three-legged race. But Mr. Kelly, I mean, Devon, I'll tell you what, we can walk anytime, man. That'd be cool. I'd enjoy that. But there was a three-legged race, and right? People done, not like a sack race, but three-legged race, so you're a partner and your legs was strapped together at the ankles, and you're doing this race, right? Well, my strap broke, and my partner, and we just froze for a minute, and because we were leading the pack, of course, right? We got out to a great start, and then we started getting overcome. People started passing us. So what do? Do we just watch it happen? No, you know what we did? We improvised, and I still say, self-proclaimed champion. I picked up my partner. I think he was a third grader. Hoisted him over my shoulder, and went to the finish line. I'm just saying, three-legged race champion. I'll be looking for another partner coming up, and we won the title. And people are like, oh, Chief, that's cheap. Let me tell you something. Champion, right? Easter egg, three-legged race champion. But it was just great out interacting. We have some great organizations, and what I really like is I'm seeing more and more today in law enforcement that community organization, grassroots, mentors are inviting. The police don't have to take the lead in so much that we can be a part of other things, and I just think that's important. It was a great time, and Devon, well, you would agree, right? It was a fair race, right? We'll leave it at that. Champion, three-legged champion. Yeah, I think it's good to have fun and interact. I'm going to attend a play by some middle school students. I'm looking forward to that. Deja Vu, those kids did a great job putting that play together. Wrote it, acted it out, great performance. I am so excited about that. There's a lot of good things going on in our city. There's a lot of good things. If you just take a minute and stop and look, right? There's challenges everywhere, but there's a lot of good things going on in that city. I don't know what you're talking about a picture, my friend. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no evidence of any picture. There's a lot. There's a lot of good things going on in our city, and it goes back to what we were talking about. It will take all of us to make a change. At the end of the day, we really don't have an option. We can't just say we're going to throw our hands up and quit. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. We make mistakes, we admit it, apologize, and move forward. How do we make things better? Law enforcement, better today than it was yesterday. We'll be better tomorrow than we are today. New recruits that are trained many more hours than what they were 30 and 40 years ago. Much more technology, pushing emphasis on health and wellness and work-life balance, emphasis on community relationships and partnerships, and continue to finding new ways to grow and develop. Like I said, just showing up at some of the sporting events that go on with our high schools and our rec leagues, jumping in a kickball game, right? All those things matter, and they make a difference. So we're at 6:17. I think we've hit. Have I missed anybody, Kelly? We've done pretty good in response. I appreciate everybody that worked work through the long weekends that we've had recently, right? We just had a marathon in our community. Had a lot of fun on a couple Saturdays ago with the 5K and then seeing the kids race. Then we had the marathon on Sunday. Allen Iverson, we named a portion of our street after him. We had a really amazing event. Weather challenged us. We moved it to down in Gross. We had some challenges, but man, everybody came together and worked and put it together. It was a great event. The governor came down. Just mayor was there. It was just a really, really good event. So yeah, there's just a lot of things coming. We're preparing for a big bike race that'll be here shortly. I remember that from last year. You know, you saw some of the time trials and the cyclists and stuff like that. It's always fascinating to see. There's more and more events happening. You know, it's this parks that we have in our community. There's just a farmer's market. It's good to get out, interact with people, meet your neighbors, have conversations, share information, and together we all make our city better. Robin, have a great month, Chief. Be safe, and thank you, Robin. I'll be looking to hear from you when we come back in April, right? Debbie, thank you. I appreciate your comments more than you know. We'll have our Citizens Academy, Hispanic Academy. Both of those are going on. That's where we kind of open the doors and really expose the department to different things that we do. Monica White, Ms. Franco do a great job in putting those both on. Ms. Whalen with our volunteers, CP AAA alumni, the work that they do and helping us, whether we're doing VIN etching or active shooter training scenarios or we're doing events in the community. All those things matter. There's always something to do if you want to get involved with the police department, and I would encourage you to do so. So Kelly, I think we're going to cut it here. I appreciate everyone that took time. Before I go, I would like to, again, just like we've ended the afternoon session, I would like to thank the men and women who do this job every day. I am honored and humbled to work with you. What you do day in and day out amazes me, and some of the things, you know, it's never picked up by media or reported, but I see it. I get the emails and citizens that call in and just say thank you. Our dispatchers that work around the clock, handle calls and situations. I think you are the true first responders. I think we just sent some people to the state capitol and up to DC to talk about how I believe and others that we should recognize our dispatchers as first responders, the work that they do. They set the tone for dealing with citizens and critical situations that officers respond to. Our civilian personnel that make things work behind the scenes. Bernice, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. That means a lot. And then look to the people who take care of this building, inside and out, to keep it clean for us and take care of us here. All that matters. It is a great place to work. I appreciate our partnership with the superintendent, the Boys and Girls Club, Achievable Dreams, all the things that people do to make things better in this city. We just had a midnight basketball I got to attend and hang out with. I saw several pastors, people from Parks and Recs. The mayor was there. Congressman Bobby Scott was there. Played around a little bit, some 3-on-3 tournaments going on, and just people interacting and having a good time. So, Joy, thank you. I appreciate that. So again, thank you all for being here tonight. I'm going to jump off here. I'm going to run down the stairs and run up and catch this surprise birthday party. Please don't tell anybody I'm coming. And please be safe. Look out for one another. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with me. Sorry about the time change. We'll be back next month at the regular. But please be safe. Thank you for your time. God bless. And we'll do this again next month. Thank you, guys.